program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Country music star Rodney Atkins will be performing at the Icebox on Friday, June 20th. Tickets start at $30 and doors open at 7 p.m. The capacity is only 3,000, so don't wait. Buy your tickets at LincolnStars.com today before it sells out.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Have an anniversary coming up? I've got you covered. Celebrate your love with the timeless elegance of jewelry. This anniversary, give the gift of sapphires, emeralds, rubies, or gold. Find the perfect piece that reflects the beauty and depth of your commitment. Whether it's your first anniversary or your 50th, surprise your loved one with a gem as beautiful and rare as she is. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back on this rainy Tuesday morning down here in the capital city, 1040 O Street. We got me and my guy Nick holding it down. My man, Nick,
good morning.
It's a little rainy out here, man.
I know. It feels like Raff is in town because the rain follows him wherever he goes. And never stop here.
Couldn't help it, could he, Raff?
Nope.
So you're just saying Raff just brings cloudy weather and rain and dreariness?
Some people love the rain. We're gonna go with that.
As you
Some
just
people
laugh.
love the rain. Some people love it. No, I mean it's here we are. I mean
Raff,
it's rainy.
By the glistening on your face from the window open, it looks like there's some sunshine there in Huntsville, Alabama.
We got sunshine, 77, perfect outside. We're gonna
Yeah,
take
it is
this
not
as take this as a win streak, I think.
Well, I tell you what, it's not going to be. It's not. I don't think we're going to have much sunshine here in the capital city today. Looking at the weather, Raff, we're going to struggle today to see any bit of sun as far as that goes. Because what I have right here, it is going to be sick. You know, actually, that's probably Omaha, so probably 59 degrees right now. 74 is the high. And as I go throughout the hourly forecast, it's rain 40%. It's up to 60% all the way down to 40% until 4 p.m.
Jeez.
And I had a few golf invitations that I had to decline today.
Oh shoot.
Oh
Yeah, different tournaments and things. I just have way too much to get done. I fly out Friday, so just like, it's just not a fit.
Where you get to go Friday?
Cody, Wyoming.
Sounds like a stinking good time.
Honestly, I've never been to Cody before.
Do they have an airport, or do you have to fly into
small airport.
Laramie?
I looked up, and it's a small airport. They do have a regional in Cody, Wyoming.
Okay.
And it is for the Wyoming Broadcasters Association.
Okay.
And so it's going to be Cody, Wyoming. It'll be.
Are you flying out of Lincoln?
Omaha.
Okay.
Yeah.
The inquiring minds need to know, AD.
What's that?
Will you be wearing chaps, cowboy hat, and a cowboy and cowboy boots?
Chaps.
Please tell me you'll wear a cowboy hat.
I don't even know. You know what? I do own a cowboy hat, but it's kind of more of like the Django cowboy hat, the one that I got. It's kind of a very weathered, leathery one that I wear when I go to the cabin in Denver, in Colorado.
Now I'm looking up some information about Cody, Wyoming, guys. Okay.
How many brothers are there, you think?
Well, here's the thing. Here's why I bring this up.
Do a Google search on that, Nick.
It says, well, see, I'm not putting that on my Google search. But because
Black guys, Cody.
Because here's the thing. No search results found.
It'll be searching.
Please try again. So Cody, Wyoming has a population of just over 10,000 people.
Okay.
So
what else?
It was founded by Buffalo Bill Cody.
Okay.
The town retains a strong Western identity with attractions like Old Trail Town and the Buffalo Bill Center of the West. Cody, Wyoming serves as a gateway to Yellowstone National Park, with the east and northeast entrances of the park nearby. If you feel like doing outdoor recreation, you can do hiking, fishing, rafting, and more. It is also known as the rodeo capital of the world.
No, I do like rodeos, man. They have a 4th of July rodeo in Sumner, Nebraska every year. That's a lot of fun. But I have that outdoor stuff, just hiking. No, bro, there's bears, mountain lions, who knows what else in those parts. I've trapped, obviously I was in Montana not too long ago, but Raff, could you see me, Raff, just saying, hey, I'm going to go for a hike today in Cody, Wyoming?
Yeah, that thought has never crossed my mind with you, brother.
Nope. And I got a bum hip, so I couldn't even really run if I had to run. Not like that I would get away anyway, healthy, but I wouldn't have Raff. I literally would not have a chance, man. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be doing that. Kip from the text line. What up, Kip? He goes, let's see here. He goes, it's kind of cool, actually, going to Jackson Hole in 5 days. Cody, you know what? I'm excited to check it out, man. Dave from Renew, what's up, buddy? On Friday, one. Yeah. Blazing Saddles, anyone?
So here's the deal, guys. Let's go ahead and bring on John, who's on our Honda of Lincoln hotline, 402-464-5685. John has been to Cody, Wyoming. John on the line. So John, go ahead. You have some thoughts and some recommendations for AD for Cody, Wyoming.
Hey, AD, I was there like 2 summers ago. It's a cool little town. You have to go to a restaurant. It's downtown. You won't miss it. It's called the Irma. They have all-you-can-eat prime rib that is like the best I've ever had in my life. It's like $35 a person, but it was well worth. I would have paid 3 times that. Very, very good. And you're only like an hour outside of Yellowstone. If you've never been there, it's worth the drive to go to Yellowstone for a little bit. But it actually is a really cool little town.
John, the Irma. So you said it's all-you-can-eat prime rib.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
That's all AD
Oh,
knows.
I had like 3 slabs, like 3 nights in a row.
John down 9 slabs of prime rib in 3 days.
And it's actually like an old hotel from like the 1800s. It's got a cool bar, a cool restaurant, a lot of history, but actually it's a really cool little town. It's right outside of, we stayed there when we would go into Yellowstone, to drive into Yellowstone every day.
John, I really appreciate that. I'm putting that in my phone right now. And it's Irma. Is it ERMA?
IRMA.
IRMA. Okay.
And they, on certain nights of the week, they'll actually have like an old West gunfight outside on the street outside. And I went to it once. It was okay, but I'm not a big gun person. But
yeah, well, John, I've been in a few gunfights when I didn't have a gun, and I was not the one to install. I just was some places I was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
This is planned. So it's okay. AD, that's line there. We got to be careful. John, we appreciate the input. We'll let you go. I appreciate it.
John, thanks for hey, brother, thank you so much for the recommendations, man. I am definitely going to check out the Irma. I'm going to skip the gunfight.
Yeah, love your show.
Hey,
there
appreciate
it
it, John.
Thanks,
Thank
John.
you so much,
hey,
man.
That was AD. I'm going to be honest with you. I was walking a fine line.
Well, no, see this. I've been in some. Well, John, our very own John Goodwin. That was the reason why he literally moved. All due serious, he moved from Chicago because he was just walking with his buddies.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
And he
it
ducked and hit the floor and was like, "Yeah, it's time for me to get out of Chicago, at least this part." So yeah, I'm gonna definitely try to check out the Irma. The other stuff, I'm probably gonna take a rain check on.
The other stuff is planned. Like they're like reenacting stuff.
Yeah.
It only takes one.
It takes one.
Only takes one.
John, definitely appreciate that because I'm definitely gonna check that out. I love rodeos though, because to see someone on an animal that strong. Have you ever been to a rodeo, Nick?
No, I haven't. Not against it. I'm not anti-rodeo.
Just haven't been to one.
Haven't been to one.
Raff, I know you have, haven't you?
Yes. I've always dreamed of going to South Fork also to see the Ewing Barbecue Rodeo. It was on Dallas every year growing up, but I never was able to attend that.
Yeah, it's in Kip. I'm not going to read it, but you're exactly right, Kip. I mean, you just never know.
That's what I'm saying. It just takes one.
It just takes one that didn't check properly. You never know.
I don't know. See, my thing is, if I go to a rodeo, I gotta like wear the whole not the outfit. Like I gotta get decked out for it.
I do got cowboy boots.
I think that there is something in my future about like a cowboy hat.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be curious, like, and maybe I'm not old enough for one yet, sophisticated enough for one yet, but there's like a custom cowboy hat. Like, there's something to be said about, I want to go to a place that like, and I've seen the videos of it where they steam it and they like fit, it's custom to you.
Yeah. The good ones.
Like, I want something like that.
Nick, you know what? You'd look pretty cool in a cowboy hat now, man. You and Raff both, because you got those beards going on. Raff is be a big buckaroo because he's sick, the big as he is, and throw a cap on there and some boots.
Yeah, I got to figure out the whole jeans situation. I don't like being constricted with my calves and stuff, and jeans do that to you.
Yeah.
I'm anti-jeans. If anybody knows me, I'm anti-jeans.
You know what, Nick? I don't think I've ever seen you in a pair of jeans, dude.
I
Seriously.
This is okay. So this is going to be really bad because moment of vulnerability.
Oh boy.
I don't think, and maybe this goes against my manhood. I don't own a pair of jeans.
Hello.
Yeah.
I don't own a single pair of jeans, and I haven't for the last 5 years. Whenever I go to an event that needs nicer clothes, it's either slacks, it's khaki pants, it's like khaki. I guess you could classify them as jeans, like khaki jeans. Yeah. But they're not the jean material, or it's golf pants or golf shorts.
But you know what though, Nick, a guy like you and Raff, and I would just say a lot of guys who are in athletics, it's not easy to find a pair of jeans, man.
No, I got these catcher thighs, bro.
Yeah, you got
moment of vulnerability.
No, there's no problem, man.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I look pretty good in skinny jeans.
Yeah, Raff will tell you.
Now,
Raff will tell you.
I've seen you in some jeans, but I ain't never seen you in those skinny jeans before. That would be a sight to see, my brother.
Hey, AD, I also did some.
What'd you say?
I also did some homework for you on the Irma. The gunfight is at 6:00, and then the all-you-can-eat buffet is from 5 to 8:30.
No, I'm not going to no gunfight, man.
Okay, so you better eat in 30 minutes.
No, I'm going
5:30 to
to
6.
eat and stay in the restaurant, man.
Okay, well, you'll hear it outside the windows.
Yeah. Pop, 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 pop.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine, AD.
Nah, see, that's what everybody always says. Everybody's be fine. I just hear gunfights. Like, I'll be all right.
They've done it 100 times.
Yeah, it takes once, buddy.
It just takes once.
That's like swimming in the ocean 100 times.
Once.
Hey, you know what? My man said it right here. Crowbait, you're exactly right. Same reason I don't get in the ocean, AD. And I'm the same with you. Sharks are in there. You know, to me, it's like this. I'm not going to go in somebody else's property. I'm going to go to their habitat, go to their environment, and be shocked. Oh, I wonder why I got bit. Well, because that's where I live at. I'm not going to go on a trail and go hiking.
You'll never go in the ocean.
Dude, my kids will tell you when they were younger, for some crazy reason, I'd go way out there.
Really?
When I was just recently in Mexico in January, I stuck my foot in right there, ankle deep, and I just won't.
See, it was interesting because I was pretty terrified of that stuff when I went to Cancun a year ago. And I was like, I just do not want to risk it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got out there with like a kayak or whatever, and I started kayaking out in the ocean. Well, I ended up tipping because I kayak in the lakes all the time. Like I'll go and I'll kayak in lakes, and that's no problem, right? But the reason I tipped was because the waves, once you get out there, 200 yards, they're different out there in the ocean than they are. And I had never been kayaking in the ocean. And so when you try to go on your own for the first time, it's a little different. And that's the reason I tipped. I got 200 yards out there or whatever, and I ended up tipping over. And I was like holding on to my kayak, and my feet are dangling below the kayak, and I'm about 200 yards from shore.
And you look like a seal.
And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. Like that.
So you just given up all hope.
I just given up all hope. You enter here. That's basically where I was at. And then, sure enough, 30 seconds later, the jet ski of the people saving me were coming. So I got taken back to shore on a jet ski. But I realized in that moment, I was like, you know what? There's nothing I can do.
There is a reason why a lot of kayakers they'll hear that bump. They'll hear that bump because they think it's a seal.
Yeah.
Sharks will poke their nose at it first.
Yeah.
And I'm no shark expert, but I've watched enough Shark Week and talked to enough of them cats out there in the ocean. But like, yeah, man, you got to be careful on those and stand-up paddleboarding. I love stand-up paddleboarding. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I would never do that in the ocean.
Really? And that's where it was one of those things that I knew that the waves, and they were saying like, hey, waves are different out in the ocean than they are in a lake that you have back in Kansas or Nebraska or whatever.
It ain't Oak Lake.
And my we're about to go to Milford Lake down in Kansas in a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna kayak and stuff. Like that stuff is fine. However, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like I'll be able to handle it. Just I'll take it nice and slow or whatever. And I'm going against the waves, and then I accidentally rode a wave, and I tip over, that my kayak tips, and I'm holding on to the kayak, and I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do right now.
Raff, if you were in that situation, because you already know how I'd respond, how would you respond if you were in that same situation as Swim was?
I would not put myself in that situation whatsoever.
My thing is
never.
I didn't know if I should swim back to shore or if I should just sit there. Like
so you couldn't get back in the kayak?
No, because the kayak was tipped. So I'm in the ocean. It was, far from the shore. From the shore. So I can't tip the kayak and like power myself up. I was 85 pounds heavier at the time too. So like I couldn't tip the kayak and get myself back into the kayak. So I was like, I'm either just here or I leave the kayak and I swim. So I started like dragging the kayak as I started swimming back to shore. But then I thought, well, crap, that's telling all the sharks and the fishes that I'm alive.
Well, there was, this has been probably 10, 12 years ago. Chris and Dana down here in Alabama, they took me out on the lake tubing. I didn't realize that there's some alligators in the Tennessee River.
Oh, I'd be out.
Yeah.
No way,
I'm more terrified of the alligators than the sharks.
No way. Absolutely not. And Raff, you guys got gators in your area where you're at, man?
They said there's some around here. I hope I never see any because I'm not a big gator guy.
Yeah, they've got them all throughout there, man. My cousins that live in certain parts of Alabama, they would tell you this, that you don't see them a ton, but they are there. They're like, don't get it twisted. They are out there. Let me see right here. I'll read a few of these texts because there's a lot of action on these people talking about them when it eventually comes up. I'm just not with that, the stuff in the ocean. Matt Hobb, good morning. He goes, you have to get early and go to the park to watch the sunrise. You will see a lot of wildlife, elk, wolf, etc. I don't speak until Saturday mid-morning, so
you're a big wildlife guy.
I like watching it from a distance. But as far as like going actually I just couldn't do it, man.
It's not in their habitat.
Exactly.
Would you do like an observation tower or something like that?
I would do that.
Yeah.
But as far as just hiking,
yeah,
no. Even at the place in Colorado in Copper Mountain, I'm very conscious about where I'm at up there, man.
It's so interesting because like you see so many of those videos of, and obviously there's certain ones that surface and ones that don't, but like you see so many videos of people, walking up on bears or bears just pop out of the wild. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Like this isn't like, I'm not about this. I'm good. Like, I don't want to do this.
Nick said, I'm not about this.
I'm good with the hiking part.
Yeah.
What was like, so when we go to Colorado this weekend, like I'm planning to hike, but it's just like, let me hike in my elevation.
Yeah. I would hike downtown Denver.
Yeah. Right. or where is it? It's not Breckenridge. It's
Copper Mountain, Silverthorne.
Yeah. So we're staying in, I can't remember where my buddy's parents' place is, but we're staying where we usually go is Golden. Like Golden has that trail downtown that's right along the river. It's really cool too. It's like that place is awesome because it's got some downtown shops and stuff. But I'm like, I would love to go up on the mountains, but no, I know better.
Yeah. I think I sent you guys this when I was in Copper last year. The elk that just came walking through the parking lot. And that thing, Raff, was so majestic. I'd seen elk before. The first time I seen an elk, this was probably about 15 years ago. I was in Montana. I was doing a lot of speaking in Montana. And I got in late into Bozeman and had about a 45-minute drive. And it's well after 11. And you guys, they told me to go to a place, hey, you know what? They're pretty active this time of night, so take your time driving, keep your eyes open. This was the biggest elk I'd ever seen. Well, it was the only elk I'd seen in my life at that point because it was the first one. You know what I'm saying? But that joker was so big, and the way it moved, it was just boom, boom. And I sat in the rental car, and I'm just thinking, this is insane, man. If my rental car would have broke down on that highway, I would have stayed in there all night.
Yeah.
Ain't no way in the world I would have got out and trying to say, what we got going on here? No, I would have waited until daylight, called AAA or something like that. But just wildlife in general from all the texts on here, it is absolutely amazing.
How about this one? Big Bird says, I inadvertently swam with a large tiger shark in Hawaii, unprotected while snorkeling. Oops.
Oh, gosh.
How about that?
Big Bird, you sound like my neighbor, Eric Fuentes. Eric was just recently in the Philippines diving. But he does that deep. Yeah, they do. The things that he sees and people like Big Bird. You see now, it is breathtaking. What you see down there as far as fish and ocean life. But I tell Eric all the time, I don't have that in me, man.
That's like the divers that, as we have like a minute and a half left in the segment. That's like the divers that are in the cages.
I'm about doing
and they just keep them down there, and it's like, no, obviously don't keep them down there, but they're in the cages and they're down doing stuff in the ocean, and sharks are just circling them, and I'm just like, you could not pay me enough to do that, because if that shark just gets a little bit of a bad idea, and they're able to snap the rods or they're able to just jam their way through that cage.
Well, then they throw that chum down there too, man.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
I'm not.
Yeah, because they're trying to get like video footage and stuff, and I'm like, you're welcoming them to get all aggressive. It's like, hi, my name's Bruce.
I used to do that.
Fish are friends, not food.
When my kids were little, I'd go hello when they would be in bed, and I had this little fish. I had little Bruce puppet, and Keaton and Aiden would hate. I'm like, hello, my name's Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
What's your name? They're like, no, Daddy. I wouldn't mind having a chomp out of you, you little Oreo cookie.
Oh man, that's one of the best scenes from any movie. It's fish are friends, not food.
Oh, Daddy, Bruce doesn't like Oreo. You're an Oreo cookie.
Yeah.
Bruce likes you too.
That's actually a really good impression. Yeah. It's actually a really good impression.
Dude, I was a crazy dude. Folks, we got a lot of sports to discuss.
Yeah, I was.
I want you to be thinking about this, folks, because we want to talk about the late Mike Leach. And we're going to talk about it at the 10 o'clock hour, and absolutely with a lot of substance, wondering, should they have adjusted the percentage? Should they not have? We're also going to discuss, folks, Michigan State's got a new AD. We'll discuss that as well. And the nominees for next year's Hall of Fame class, as Raff told me last night, I looked at it this morning, is absolutely stacked. And there's many of those names, Raff and Nick, that I forgot about as far as that goes.
Yeah.
When we come back, we got a lot to discuss, folks. It's The Drive, 937 Ticket.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Your Nebraska Lottery announces the 2025 NASCAR Powerball Playoff. And it's a great way to get on track for a chance to win $1,000. From May 27th to June 23rd, buy $2 of Powerball, enter the voucher number online, and you could be one of 20 winners of $1,000 and a chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Roar into any Nebraska Lottery retailer and buy $2 of Powerball today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at Schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
Western Sand and Gravel is hiring for a variety of positions at their sand and gravel plants near Ashland. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Available positions include plant operators, dredge operators, and shop service technicians. They offer great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, paid holidays, and paid time off. No matter your experience level, on-the-job training is available to help you build a rewarding career with Western Sand and Gravel. Start your career today. Visit westernsand.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see scattered showers throughout the day. It'll be breezy and cool with an afternoon high near 63. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a light breeze, a low around 50. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and calm winds. An afternoon high around 77. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clutcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at copplecars.com. Stock numbers G121492, G187747, and G196599.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, welcome back on this very rainy Tuesday morning. One of the benefits, man, is I haven't had my water on for almost 2.5 weeks. I had to think about how long it was. Spit it out, AD. Spit it out, AD. I was like, 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing. I will say this: the golf courses, the baseball fields, they look incredible this year because we've had a lot of rain. Hopefully, I don't know anything about the agriculture world, but hopefully the farmers are getting enough moisture as well.
They needed it out west bad.
Yep.
They needed it out west bad. Folks, this segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. Can help protect your home, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today, 402-421-9100, or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you.
Boom. Guys, did you guys by chance, this is off topic, I'm sorry. Did you guys by chance stay up for the LSU and Little Rock baseball game last night?
Mm-mm.
Dang. It was really, really good. These super regionals are set for college baseball.
10-6.
Yeah. And LSU ended up coming back and knocking off Little Rock. But I'm pretty sure all of America was cheering for Little Rock. The Little Rock
underdog.
Trojans.
27-34.
Yeah.
And they were slugging it out with the Cajuns, man.
They sure were. It was
out
incredible. So, we saw another SEC team lose. Murray State went on the road and beat Ole Miss
12-11 on that one.
Why are you shaking your head, Raff? What's the deal?
I just keep on laughing about the SEC, about their 13 teams, and now you have 3 teams left, and 2 of them are playing each other. I mean, that just cracks me.
Isn't it incredible? Yeah. All of College World Series fans will be happy you don't have to hear the Vandy Whistler this year, so people can be happy about that. But I had to mention that because we dove so deep into baseball, and what I just told AD something during the break that I'm going to bring up during history. But I know we weren't going to talk ton about baseball today. But I definitely wanted to mention that the super regionals are set and that the SEC dominance is no longer, really a thing right now.
Well, we were going to get into it in our first at 9:00, but we got so involved in outdoors and fishing. It kind of took over, but I'll read those real quick. John in Cortland, good morning, brother. He goes, not a hunter among you. I see an elk around, and I'm thinking steaks, roast, and good food. John, you're not lying, man. It's good stuff. And to eat elk, I love eating elk, man. It's good stuff. So Old Dad 34, yes, they are, my brother. It's good stuff. To eat those. In baseball, like I told you guys, North Carolina was going to beat Oklahoma 9-4, and they ended up being 14. It's like, yeah, whatever. Raff's like, nah, bro. You said Oklahoma 9-4. Well, one team had 4.
Yeah.
Just wasn't North Carolina. North Carolina opened a can of whoop tail on them, beat them 14-10. In their sub-regional, Oregon State absolutely beats the break off USC 9-0. Tennessee gets past Wake Forest 11-5. And Miami and Southern Miss had a tough one. Miami gets by those guys. Southern Miss at 5-4. So there were some great games.
Yeah, Southern Miss was the host school in that too, and they end up making it through. Guys, have you guys seen any of the drama that's going on with Florida and their head coach Kevin O'Sullivan?
A little bit.
So it was at Florida was in that the Coastal Carolinas regional, and it was the regional with Coastal Carolina, East Carolina.
It's heated right now.
Florida and somebody else. Well, Florida's head coach Kevin O'Sullivan, who is one of the more respected or more successful college baseball coaches in the entire country. There's a video that surfaced of him basically ripping the behind of the site rep, who is the assistant athletic director for Coastal Carolina, because the game time got switched and moved back an hour, and Kevin O'Sullivan was heated and pissed beyond belief. And now it's surfaced that this was all going on. Coastal Carolina's head coach was like, I don't care what the name on the front of the jersey says. I don't care what you've done for this sport. You're a coach that people and other coaches look up to. And this is the type of demeanor that you have on a stage like this. It's disrespectful. It's unacceptable. Yeah. And I was like, dang, this Coastal Carolina coach, which you talk about college baseball jobs, and like Florida and the SEC is as good of a job as you can get. And Kevin O'Sullivan's making, I looked it up last year when Nebraska played, Kevin O'Sullivan's making a little over $1.5 million a year as a baseball coach for the University of Florida. I mean, you're talking about one of the more renowned and successful coaches in the sport. Has this on display? Well, this morning, AD Scott Strickland from the University of Florida and Kevin O'Sullivan released an apology. And Scott Strickland, the Florida athletic director, was like, I talked to Coach O'Sullivan and I told him that it was unacceptable and that his demeanor and the way he went about it was extremely disrespectful and this, that, and the other. But it was a really, really bad look for the University of Florida.
Was not a good look for them. The athletic department did the right thing by coming out. They didn't have a choice really, but to come out and to try to mitigate some of the damage that was done from a PR level.
Yeah, let's tame it a little bit.
Yeah, tame it a little bit. So, and you know what? I was glad to hear him come down on his coach and not say, "Hey, heated competition bull talk." Hey, listen, you screwed up. Say, hey, you know what? I was in the wrong.
Yeah,
I was in the wrong there. So he came out with a vengeance on that.
I should have, if I knew we were going to be bringing this up, I should have gotten the video of the Coastal Carolina head coach, because as Big B says, he says Coastal Carolina coach was very poised and articulate. Sullivan just went off because he's a hothead, and he sure is. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The Coastal Carolina coach, I thought he handled it very professionally. In the post-game press conference after, and so Coastal Carolina is going to move on, and he was talking about, the things that he was maybe disappointed in this weekend from his team standpoint. But he said, I do want to mention this, is that I'm extremely disappointed in the way that, they're the host school, it's their responsibility on stuff like this, and so I don't blame them for feeling the way they did.
Well, you guys, something else we're keeping in the SEC, if you would. There is the SEC made a big move. And they're now going to be handing out $500,000 fines to any school whose fans storm the field, no matter if it's the first time or the 10th time. Because remember, it was progressed, as far as 100,000, 2,000, 200,000, whatever it may have been. Now it's 500,000. They don't care if it's your first time. That's a huge jump. You guys, Raff, I'm gonna bring it to you first. Is it fair or is it overboard?
I guess it's what they want to do, but I still think if you win a big game, there's probably a potential crowd storming no matter what the fine is going to be. I guess my question is what will they do? What will the schools do to defend the crowds because if they don't want to pay the 500,000, do you break out the pepper spray right away and start spraying? I mean, it'll be interesting to see how schools handle the atmosphere, because you got to believe that there'll still be crowd storming, but it's just how will the schools handle it? Are they just going to be like, okay, we're just going to take the fine, or are we going to be like, hey, we're going to defend against this 500,000, so break out the pepper spray? Because I remember back in 2000, was it 2000 when Oklahoma won the national championship? I believe we were down there playing in Norman, and they came back. We got up 14-0. Oklahoma came back, won 31-14. The crowd stormed the field. The cops busted out the pepper spray right away, and that was one of the worst situations that I'd ever been around inside a football stadium. It was horrible. Eyes were burning. Some of the elderly in the crowd, it was bad. I was not a fan of that, so I hope that it never comes to that where schools have to bust out the pepper spray.
So both you guys, I'm going to give you both two questions here. First of all, is it fair for a first-time offender to pay the price, the same $500,000, as someone who's done it multiple times? That's question one, Nick. Question two is this. How else do we protect the players on the field? Because the situation happened when Tennessee knocked off Oklahoma for the first time. Alabama for the first time in years, when Vanderbilt had the upset. How do you protect players? So then you have potential lawsuits when players are trying to get out of a dangerous situation. The fans are putting themselves in a dangerous situation, especially may have some who may have had too many beverages, and they were getting into a player's face or something like that. How do you avoid it? So, Nick, I'm going to ask you this, and Raff, I'm going to go to this, and text line, let us know as well what your feelings are. Should first-time offenders be charged the same amount, penalized the same amount as multiple offenders, the $500,000?
Okay, here's what I would say. I think that in the end, it doesn't matter if you do it once or you do it 5 times. I just don't think it does. I think it's less about the money, because we've seen from especially the top echelon schools, they don't really care about the payments. They're like, Tennessee is going to say, if you want to storm it, go storm it. But however, what I would think, I think it falls on having a security plan in place. That you ask about protecting the players. You need to have a security staff with guards, and I'm not saying like the weapons piece of it. I'm saying you need to have people that can stand their ground against college students, and against younger people. Because if you don't have, you can't expect, and this is not a shot, this is not a slight. I can't expect 83-year-old Betty, who's been doing it for 50 years. Right. I can't ask Betty to hold a rope tight enough to where players can get by on one side, and she's going to be able to hold back college students.
A mass of hundreds coming at you.
You just can't expect that. And so it's similar to a coach where it's like, hey, we're going to ask a wide receiver, hey, go block a defensive tackle for us. It's not realistic. So in reality, you need to have a group of security guards that if you sense, okay, you know what, number 5 Oklahoma, number 5 Michigan's coming to town, we might just need to be ready for it. I think it's less about the money and it's more about the safety piece. And we saw it in basketball. And I thought Nebraska did a really good job after it happened one time with Matt Painter and the Purdue Boilermakers. There was an incident down on the floor here at Nebraska. Nothing dramatic, nothing crazy, right? It just, they struggled to get off the floor because people were storming the floor around them. Well, then you'd remember, I think it was Wisconsin came into town. And those two games might have been flip-flop. They were within a couple of weeks or a couple of days of each other. And Nebraska beat them both here at PBA. The first time, there was some issues with getting the players off the floor. The next time, Nebraska did a really good job of the players go out this way, security guards push everybody onto the other side, and there was a clear and concise plan of this is where you're able to storm the floor. This is where the players and coaches need to be kept and confined. And it worked out really well. So I think if you have a plan in place and people that are there as security guards that are able to orchestrate that plan, then it's going to be okay. It's the people that it's the fact of, if you don't have a plan and security guards are trying to just do things on their own and trying to keep people in one area, but they've never really communicated this situation and they're just trying to fly by the seat of their pants, then that's when you start to run into problems.
I think you're spot on, Nick. Derek in the car, I'm going to read a few of these before I get to you, Raff. Derek in the car, good morning. He goes, NCAA should compromise and allow security to control the exit of the away team and coaches after they shake hands. Then when clears the way for they allow the storm. Big B says, to me, I think you're admitting the liability, which could open the door to lawsuits potentially. Just a thought. Raff, is it? Do you think field storming is just harmless fun, or do you think it creates a real safety issues for players and officials? Because on the text line, somebody had mentioned, I think it was Henry Big Bang King, says players can protect themselves. Ask Missouri fans. So you think about that, but then again, you're opening yourself up for liabilities and being sued, etc. So, Raff, if you're the AD and you know that, okay, man, we're going to be on the hook for $500,000, we upset a team, what is going to be your first move as far as preventing this from happening?
Yeah, that's I guess the $500,000 question. I like what Nick talked about, how, hey, you guys can go to this area, but the factor is I know they're worried about the player safety, but I'll be honest with you, the fan safety. I mean, when they're storming the field, and if you And
I lost
it's a
Raff.
situ-
There we go.
It's just a situation I've never have wanted to be in or be around. And I know when we were down in Arizona State back in '96, and they stormed the field, and we were down on the field, and it was like, get out of here! I don't want to be anywhere close to here. And if we would have stood where we were at, we would have been trampled.
Well, here's one thing I don't like about this, you guys, in that I'm asking myself as an AD, would I rather spend the money on extra security, or would I want to spend $500,000? Remember, you guys, that money goes to the opposing team's athletic department. That's where that money goes. So basically, yes, that if you look that up, that's where that money goes. That $500,000 goes to the opposing team's athletic department. So not only did you beat him, but you're going to pay him $500,000 for you just beating him.
That's a lot of NIL money.
Yeah, you ain't lying, dude.
Hey, I'm gonna go get me a running back.
Nick, that really is, man. Seriously. So that team that just upsets you, I mean, that team you just beat, you're just giving to their coffers, which I think that needs to change. First of all, I don't. Go ahead, brother.
I would much rather beat them and pay them $500 for crowd storming than lose to them and have to pay them $1 million.
That's true. That's true.
That's a good point.
So, folks, there's still a lot going on with that, but I just think, there's some. We can say, obviously, Nick, like you mentioned, you don't want to be pepper spraying and people like things like that.
Which I think,
but it's almost to a point to where you got to do something drastic. Because $500,000, I don't care how big your program is, that's a lot of money, man.
I'll also add that we live in a different world, and than we did in 2002. I don't think you can just whip out pepper spray anymore and do that, right? So, I think there's a lot more to it. So that's where it's tougher, because security guards have to be a lot more cautious on what they can do, and
because the university is so liable.
Yeah, the use of force, all of that stuff. You got to be so much more cautious nowadays, and stuff. So
Jesse, I'm gonna say we're gonna break. Jesse, I agree with you in that. If I was the AD, I would find ways and partner up with local law enforcement and figure out what's the best way I can invest in protecting the field, as well as protecting the fans and players. It's going to be easy? No. So I don't know what that decision is, but I know they better figure something out, because $500,000 is not play money by any stretch of imagination. So, folks, when we come back, we got some history on this rainy Tuesday morning. We'll be right back.
Ever stare at the Hog Wild menu and feel like you just can't make up your mind because it all looks so good? Well, when I want a little bit of everything, I get a little bit of everything on Hog Wild's Smokestack Sandwich. On a butter-toasted bun, we pile on our hickory smoked beef brisket and juicy hot links. The hard part is choosing between fresh curly fries, classic baked beans, or coleslaw on the side. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Country music star Rodney Atkins will be performing at the Icebox on Friday, June 20th. Tickets start at $30 and doors open at 7 p.m. The capacity is only 3,000, so don't wait. Buy your tickets at LincolnStars.com today before it sells out. You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back, and it is coming down here in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm wondering, look at you, got a little mini bike out there, Nick. Look like he was out there on a tricycle.
I feel bad for him. Yeah, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, he
get a little soggy.
It's gonna be a little wet, man. It's gonna be a little wet when it's all said and done. Folks, in history in the golfing world in 2012, it's hard to believe this has been 13 years ago, Tiger Woods claimed his, think about this, 73rd PGA Tour victory. With a two-stroke win over Andres Romero and Roy Sabatini in the Memorial Tournament at Muirfield Village, equals Jack Nicklaus's record. 73. You guys think about this, Rav. Think about this, Nick. The display that Scotty Scheffler is putting on right now. Did you hurt your shoulder right there, big fella?
Yeah, I just popped out real quick. We're back. I was just stretching.
It looked like that hurt.
Yeah, it did. My rotator cuff pops
out. That's
your
one that always messes up,
yeah,
right?
it always pops out. I just got to pop it back in.
Pleasant, brother.
We're good.
So Tiger Woods, until Nick gets his body together over there.
I was, Raff, just so you know, and all the people on the video stream, I was stretching over the top here, and it just popped out, and I was like, oh, got to pop it back in. And that ball on the shoulder just has a mind of its own sometimes. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No. Oh my goodness. How's your body feel now, brother?
It's okay.
Is it getting better?
Yeah. It sends a tingle down the arm. I'm not gonna lie. It sends a tingle down the arm when it pops out like that. And it's a little nerve-wracking right at the start.
You kind of remind me of Mel Gibson from Lethal Weapon and the one movie where he'd always put his shoulder up and pop it out, handcuffs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe you're the lethal weapon of 93.7 ticket now.
I can't like pop it out that dramatically, like my whole arm, but I can, if I just go across my body like this, it pops out every single time and it just goes.
See, okay, guys, I got another confession. I've never seen any of the Lethal Weapons.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, no.
How many is there? 4?
Neither is Nick. We're good.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're
not a
good on
chance.
that one. We're good on that one.
I just took Raff's word for it about Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon or whatever.
There you
So
go.
I'll
There
just
you
take his word for it.
Both you guys were like deer in headlights when I brought it up. I was like, well, neither of them have seen it.
No, I haven't seen that, but I'm going to. I know it's pretty good. I got to pull that one up.
That's crazy.
As much as Scotty Scheffler is doing, man, it pales in comparison still at how long that Tiger did it. 73 PGA victories back that long ago. So it's just absolutely phenomenal, crazy, sickening generational run that we've seen. Raffy, what you got, my man?
All right, everybody. Today's history goes back to this day in 1930. Grover Cleveland Alexander is released by the Philadelphia Phillies after a 19-year career. Grover Cleveland Alexander, born in Elba, Nebraska. It's crazy. The dude had 373 victories. It's the most victories. Well, he's tied with him and Christy Mathewson for the most wins in National League history with a 2.56 ERA. And he's buried in St. Paul, Nebraska. And they have Grover Cleveland Alexander days every summer. So pretty cool that, probably one of the greatest pitchers in Major League history is from Nebraska.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
A couple of them are. Obviously, you have Bob Gibson that's from Nebraska as well. But yeah, there's been a couple of pitchers that have come from the heartland.
I love it. I love it. Real quick before we go to break here, I'm just looking this up to be confirmed. Tiger has 82 official PGA Tour event wins. 82. He's tied with Sam Snead at 82. Of course, 9 ahead of Jack, but that's just insane, man.
Do we ever see Tiger Woods compete professionally again? Obviously, coming back from his Achilles.
You mean just to play or like to compete to win?
Well, do we ever see him enter another PGA event?
I think so.
Raff?
Well, remember what he said. The only time he'll ever play an event is if he believes he can win. So if he does play another event, he's going out to win. So I'm saying that he ends up playing another event and he believes. I mean, the guy's bionic. I mean, he's totally rebuilt. He should be good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as him, I'm never going to say no past anybody, especially like Tiger. But when you just look at, just reality, how many times that body has been under the knife and redone. And you look at these younger guys like a Scotty Scheffler and these guys who are healthy. I mean, eventually, man, Father Time is undefeated, man. Especially when you add in the amount of trauma his body's been under through injuries, etc.
He's basically a robot.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you see him enter again. I could see that winning again. I'll never say never, but I'm just saying it's not likely in my personal opinion. But who knows, man? That's why they play the game. TGL. Keep just allow him to keep on doing that. Yeah, absolutely. Folks, we'll be right back because we have a lot to discuss. Does Mike Leach deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? We'll discuss when we come back. It's a drive.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, Make flying easy.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see scattered showers throughout the day. It'll be breezy and cool with an afternoon high near 63. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a light breeze, a low around 50. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and calm winds, an afternoon high around 77. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage, 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Gray. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0. And bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back on this rainy Tuesday morning. What's up, the black shirt? Stepped in the house over there. My main man, Terrell Farley, that caused a lot of ruckus, a lot of issues for opposing offenses. Folks, Michigan State hires a new athletic director, Jay Blatt. Jay Batt is his name, and Jay Batt came from, was previously at Georgia Tech. He was also at Eastern Carolina. He was also with Alabama as well. Batt raised, when he was there at Georgia Tech for their athletic departments, Alexander Tharp Fund, $78.2 million. That exceeded their previous high by 43%. Jay Batt and Michigan State's current athletic director, Gooskowitz, they were both at North Carolina at the same time. But gentlemen, check this out. This is the first time that Michigan State has hired someone outside the department in 30 years. Their first time they hired somebody outside the department in 2 years. And Rafferty, check this out. Batt is also one of 10 athletic directors on the implementation committee to deal with the House settlement. So Michigan State, obviously, we all kind of know the turmoil they have been going on over the past, I would say, 4 or 5 years or so, 4 years at least, with the firings of coaches and things of that nature. And it shows you how revered Tom Izzo is, because he was serving as the interim athletic director while he was there. And a few of my buddies who were at Michigan State said Izzo is one of the most respected gentlemen on that campus in the country, as far as that goes, let alone their campus. So, Raff, what do you think about the hire, first of all?
I think it's a good hire. I think it was due for them to go outside the school to hire somebody just with all the turmoil that they'd been through. It makes me wonder too, how much influence, since Tom Izzo was the interim athletic director, how much influence he had on the new hire. And then I also kind of look back, I just kind of looking for connections. But you remember Nick Saban was at Michigan State, when it all started. Do you think if they had any discussions with Nick Saban about it, just to all the different lines that they used to come to him? But I think at the end of the day is his ability to raise money for the university or for the athletic department is going to be huge. And I think that was probably what put him over the top to be the new athletic director.
Well, there was a couple of things, and they announced it in the press release, and he's got to, it's all pending the board of trustees approval, which it's gonna pass, no problem. But you'll remember, so Jay Batt was at Georgia Tech since 2022, and in his first year as athletic director, 14 of the 17 varsity programs at Georgia Tech went to postseason competition, which is not a bad little feather in the cap there. He also, as you guys mentioned, the raising money part, that $500 million effort. If you can raise, and the Georgia Institute of Technology, Georgia Tech, they have money down there. They have a lot of money down there, but the ability to fund it. Georgia Tech isn't competing for national championships in football, though. It's still not. It's still, you're in the ACC, which is a power conference, yes, but now you move up to a conference like the Big Ten, where hopefully there's some more money. We know that the Big Ten got per school, the revenue per school from the TV deal was more than any other conference or any other school in the country that Michigan State's going to get a slice of now continuously going forward. So as Michigan State tries to rebuild their reputation through all of the stuff that they've been through the last 10, 15, 20 years, as they try to rebuild this reputation, not only do you have Tom Izzo, who you guys just talked about, who is essentially, I would equate him to essentially a more successful, not even more successful, just a Barry Alvarez of basketball, to where with Wisconsin, Barry, you knew that once he was done, he's always going to kind of be around the program. And now he did some things with the actual conference at a little bit of a higher level. That's how it feels like Tom Izzo is going to be once his time on the floor, on the sidelines is done. But when it's all said and done now, you have a really good football coach in place in Jonathan Smith. Obviously, your basketball program is where it's at. And as we know, in the Big Ten, football and men's basketball are king. And so those are the two programs that I think Michigan State, if you can raise money for, improve that stadium a little bit and get the reputation back on track, I think Jay Batt's going to be, highly respected in that spot.
Nick, everything you said is spot on, particularly that ability to raise money. You remember Michigan State has a very wealthy donor. Forget that gentleman's name. Raff was a software company that either sold or still owns, but he was huge in Mel's contract because I can't think of that guy's name, Nick and Raff.
He was on the 2000 national championship team with Coach Issel, and I cannot remember his name right now.
Was it Rocket? Was it Rocket Mortgage he owned that started that?
I think you're right. You're correct.
I think it was Rocket Mortgage. So as we all know how big that conglomerate is at this point. So the ability of Bat to connect the dots in relationships where they definitely matter. I think it's a great hire.
Well, how about this one? The biggest donor to Michigan State University is Matt Ishbia, a former Spartan basketball player who now owns Phoenix. Who now owns the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury. In 2021, he donated $32 million to Michigan State athletics.
That's kind of nice to have.
hey, you want hey, Tom, would you like $32 million? I would love it, Matt. Thank you.
I would love it, Matt.
All right, I'll just have let me pull out my checkbook and write $32 million. I don't know if in this little check box that I can fit that many zeros in it, so we're gonna have to get them real tight, squished together a little bit.
What's your Venmo?
Hey, hey, can you imagine somebody says $32 million over a Venmo? It's not possible. But I mean, how do you think they go about doing that? Do you just write a check, or is it a wire-to-wire transfer? I mean,
that's definitely a wire.
Definitely a wire.
There's some banks talking to each other to be expecting this transfer.
How do they get it secure?
Yeah, there's some phone calls that are taking place.
Hey, if I'm with Michigan State's bank and I'm with Michigan State and you're with Matt Ishbia's bank, you're probably like, all right, we're gonna send you $32 million. And I'm like, dang, can you imagine sending somebody $32 million? We're talking about can you believe this? Man, this is great.
I picture him writing a check and putting it in a manila folder and just sending it to him.
Yeah. Hey, did you get that check in the mail by chance? Or
oh yeah.
Can you just imagine the athletic director? So at the time it was Heller. Can you just imagine the athletic director just like, all right, I got to make sure, sir, we need you to sign the back of this check so we can deposit it, please. Oh, okay, let me go ahead and deposit it in the bank. So he's got to flip the check over. You got to sign the back of the check, and then you take it over there to your local bank.
You were having an armed security service help take care of that check. That's for sure.
Matt Ishbia gets on the phone. Hey, did you by chance get that check? I haven't seen it come out of my account yet. I mean, I might not notice $32 million out of my account, but I just want to make sure you got it.
Or no, actually, I was going to say Michigan State's sort of like Ricky Henderson when he first got his first $1 million check. He just framed it, and then Oakland A's called him going, hey, where's that $1 million at? I can see Ishbia calling Michigan State going, what'd you do with that $32 million? Oh, we framed it and hung it up on the wall.
Hey, yeah. We might need that in 2025, so we're just going to hold on to it for 4 years and just say, hey, we appreciate this, but we'll use it at some point. Man, that's crazy.
Mississippi Bud Dog, yes, it would be nice to get some money from Ward, man. That would definitely help. And Sue, yes, he did. Sue did contribute. I'm not sure if the amount that Sue did a few years back for the weight room. I know he did for the weight room.
It was a lot because he got his name on it.
Yeah, there was some loot. There was some loot.
You don't just slap names across things.
No, you've had to give some amount.
Yeah.
The Dominican Sue, weight room or power area, whatever the name of that area is, but he definitely gave some money for it.
Aaron Davis Field at Seacrest Field Complex?
No.
For that one.
My name would be on top of like a little urinal handle. AD Flush.
Yeah. What you looking at?
Well, folks, Mike Leach is finally eligible for the the National Football Foundation Hall of Fame. They tweaked some rules. The Pirate, it gives him a chance to be in there. You guys, was it the right move? Did it come too late? Or is it time to rethink these arbitrary rules that they've put in place? Because, Raff, I guess I'll start with you first, Nick. I want you to think about it, too. Is it the right call? Is it because he's finally eligible? Because the winning percentage had to be at 60%. Where they came up from that number, I have no idea. Was it the right call, Raff, or did it come too late for the Pirate? Because you think about it, if he would have been alive, obviously we know he had a number of health complications that he succumbed to. He would have won that game 19-10, their last game. It would have put him over that 60% mark. Is it too late, or is it the right call?
Well, actually, I think it's somewhat the right call. I don't think you should have any restrictions on a winning percentage to be in the Hall of Fame, because there's coaches that are not even that they're not by that 59.5% to get into the Hall of Fame that I believe should be Hall of Fame coaches. One of them in particular that I didn't really know much about him today, but I was just kind of interested into him just for the extended amount of time that he coached at the University of Houston is Bill Yeoman. He's under 60%. However, he was at Houston, I think, for like 24 years, but he was integral in integrating college football in Texas. He was also the pioneer of the veer option offense, but he's under 60%. And it's like, it's hard not to be able to have a guy like that in the Hall of Fame that has done so much for college football. Another guy, Jackie Sherrill. Now he's eligible. He was not eligible until that 59.5. But if you look down the list of college football coaches, and another one that comes up is Johnny Majors. He was the head football coach for Pittsburgh in Tennessee, won a national championship for Pittsburgh. But so almost like you're being punished by taking rebuilds. I mean, say what you want, like Kirk Ferentz, for instance, just until a couple of years ago, he wasn't eligible. So I mean, it's crazy that they even have a percentile on it.
Raff, I'm gonna throw another one out there to you, and Nick, you as well. Howard Schellenberger, former coach at Miami, former coach at FAU, former coach at Louisville. When they beat Nebraska in the national championship, was basically put Miami on the map back in 83 when they beat us. Howard Schellenberger was kind of the same as you look at a Matt Campbell that's over at Iowa State. They've taken over programs that have historically have not done well, and they've built those programs up. So it wasn't like they were starting. It's not knocking Saban. It's not knocking any of those other guys. It wasn't like some of those other coaches were dealing with programs that were in shambles. So first of all, they were going with programs. They were doing like rebuilds.
But isn't it important to have parameters?
I think it is.
But
where
actually
did you get
stick to them?
I agree, but where did 60% come from? I just want to know where that number came from.
What are we at? Like, this is okay. I'm going to ruffle feathers today.
I love it.
Here's the thing.
When he popped his shoulder Raff, he was ready. It's like, I'm going to pop somebody in the head.
No. I'm going to ruffle some feathers because are we getting Mike Leach in for what he did as a coach or for how people viewed him as a person because of his personality? Because AD, you asked, the 60%. We're asking you to win 6 out of 10 games.
Where you look at those programs where he was at, Washington, Texas Tech, Mississippi State. Washington was a doormat.
Washington State,
was a doormat.
Yep.
And they weren't doing a lot in Texas Tech either. They were kind of here and there. He had one of the most. This guy was the grandfather of the air raid, if you would. The number of his coaching tree is still. You look at Cliff Kingsbury. You look at not White. Forget what his last name is. Coaching now. He's got over 12 to 13 coaches that are making them imprints other places. You look at what he did with college football. Heck, our very own offensive coordinator right now is one of his disciples.
I sit here. This is where I'm
not saying we shouldn't have standards, Nick. Don't be wrong.
Yeah, this is where I have trouble with it. Is because we're asking to keep. We're talking about the Hall of Fame, a Hall of Fame. And in order to get into the Hall of Fame over the course of your career, which will for a lot of these guys, well past 20 years of coaching, we're asking you to win 6 out of 10 games every single year to be considered as one of the best head coaches to ever coach out of the thousands and thousands and thousands. Was Mike Leach instrumental to college football? Yes, he was. But the fact that you had to change the standard and change the parameter to get him in, when we won't call it the Mike Leach rule. It won't. They won't officially recognize it as, hey, we did this so that Mike Leach could get in. But you did. And like, so this is where it's the whole moving goalpost type of conversation that I struggle with. This is not a knock on Mike Leach, but at the end of the day is, in terms of the win percentage piece of it, are we asking them to do a lot? We're asking them to make a bowl game. You're 6 out of 10, 6 out of 12. We're asking you to win essentially 50% of the games that you coach in a year on average.
Okay, you're saying so that's one category you're taking it from. Do you look at also impact and influence?
Go ahead, Raff.
Well, no, I get where you're coming from, Nick, but also I also know when sometimes you come into a program, say your first 3 years, you put up 1 win your first year, 3 wins your second, 5. Well, you've already hampered your 60% pretty good. And so it's not 6 wins. Then you have to put up 8 or 9 just to get back to the 6. I look at like the span of it. Like Johnny Majors, for instance, he doesn't have 60% winning percentage, but you can make a case for him as being a Hall of Fame coach of what he did, at Tennessee, what he did at Pittsburgh. So I see where you're coming from with putting the parameters. But even with Mike Leach, I'm not saying he gets in the College Football Hall of Fame, but just that he has the opportunity to be voted in. That's all I wanted for him, because I just thought what he'd done for college football, with that air raid offense, what he brought to it. Am I saying he's a Hall of Fame? Yeah, go on.
I would say this, in that there is, we accredit Mike Leach for doing the air raid offense. However, that was while he was at Texas Tech.
Doesn't matter where he was
but
at.
Hold on. No, what I'm going to say is we need to look when Mike Leach first ran the air raid. It was back in the 1980s when Hal Mummy was the head coach, and Mike Leach was his assistant. So we got to decide. Is Mike Leach the founder, or when he was the assistant, or was it the head coach?
Let me ask you this.
How Mummy was there.
Let me ask you this.
Hold on, but I'm getting at this because
Why do you hate Mike Leach?
How Mummy started it at a high school down in Texas, then took it to Valdosta State.
Who we find it?
But hold on. But then we can't call him the originator.
No. Okay.
We just 5 minutes ago we
Nick,
called him the originator, and that's why we needed to have him in.
Nick, you put Ray Kroc in there. Okay, Ray Kroc. We know McDonald's was basically the concept and idea. It was refined, regardless. I'm not saying regardless, because I understand you give proper credit where credit's due, but to influence it across universities, across generations, across years, and still be successful. If he hadn't passed away, this is going to sound more, but it's the truth. If he hadn't passed away, he would have won 60% of his games. You can't mention. What's that?
Mississippi State was bad. I don't know if that.
He still would
have
got
let's be honest.
60%. It wasn't like he was winning 48%. The guy was like 59 points up. And I'm not simply saying
over his 25-year career.
But, okay, so
go win one more game.
So Howard Schellenberger doesn't deserve it. We can go on and on and on. He won a national championship. He went to other schools that were a lot less qualified, that had less resources, and still maximized what they had. I'm not saying not to have criteria. You got to have criteria. But all criteria needs to be changed to adjust at times. I'm not simply saying, hey, winning percentage doesn't matter. But I'm really going to say 0.04%, whatever he's less of it. If he would have lived, he would have got 60. And you can't look at modern day offenses in college or the pro without seeing his fingerprint on it.
It's like I knew that I was going to make people mad, and we're getting a lot of thoughts on the text line.
It's not mad. It's great banter.
I'm making a lot of people mad, and I'll add him. I'll make sure Mississippi Mud Dog. He goes. He was innovative. You can't tell the story of college football without him. Helped pioneer modern day offenses. He was Hal's offensive coordinator that designed it together. Go read Mike Leach's book. Trust me, we have. Jesse just said, just start handing plaques like you're Oprah. You're a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer. So here we go. Mississippi Mud Dog. Hold on. I'm reading the text line. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Mississippi Mud Dog says, Nick, you got no clue about air raid or its origin. Go read the damn book. Mike built that system. He was more of the architect. Feathers officially ruffled from Corey. Downtown Scott says, Nick, stop it. So I know that I was going to make people mad. Raff, go ahead. I just want to make sure we're letting the people know.
All I'm saying is I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer, just that he has the eligibility to be a Hall of Famer. Just to lock it off and say, hey, you didn't win 60%. You have no opportunity to be in the Hall of Fame. Because like Pete Rose, for instance, everybody thinks Pete Rose got in the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose is probably will never get in the Hall of Fame. I'm saying it right now. However, he has at least the opportunity to get voted in right now. So that's all I wanted for Coach Leach, Jackie Sherrill. I'd even want it for Johnny Majors and those guys. I mean, they put a stamp on college football. They should have that opportunity to be voted in. Will they ever get in? Probably not. Or they're ineligible. At least you have the chance to get talked in. Like for instance, the NFL Hall of Fame. There's no rules what winning percentage a head coach should have. In the NFL. They look at, okay, well, he won 2 Super Bowls and so and so and so. That I'd rather just look at not just at what the winning percentage says at the end of the day.
Check this out, Ralph. And I'm not, like I said, if they voted not to, okay, I get it. But for him not to be eligible, I think is because of an arbitrary number. I think it's ridiculous. For instance, look this up. Howard Schellenberger. Now, a name that obviously, because as a kid, I was crushed because I seen that suit and tie, the gray beard, when he ran across the field, beat Nebraska for a national championship. I get that. He was at Miami. He shaped Louisville, went to FAU. In 2021, he won the Paul Bear Bryant Lifetime Achievement Award. He is one of the only ones to win that and still not be in the Hall of Fame. So because of arbitrary criteria, I mean, he's the only individual not to be in the College Football Hall of Fame because of that. So I'm not simply saying you move the goalposts, but I am saying all things need to be revisited at times and to look back and say, okay, are we doing this the right way? Okay, Raff, perfect example. When the MLB comes out and says, hey, now that Pete Rose is gone, he can be eligible. So it's not like it's just in college football that's happening. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it happen in other sports before. What I'm saying with Leach, it's hard to look at. It should not just be based strictly on wins and losses when it comes to criteria for Hall of Fame. Now, when it comes to at your school winning national championships, obviously that matters. But I think you have to look at impact, overall impact that a coach has brought to the game that they're coaching in. You can't watch a game without seeing Mike Leach somewhere in there of just what he brought in. So, like I said, I would understand if they didn't, but I'm simply saying, man, if the guy was alive, yeah, he would have got it. Now, at the same time, when he passed away, did he have it? No. So I'm not saying shove him in there. What I am simply saying is this. Do we have the right criteria? Are we looking at other factors involved that solidifies a Hall of Fame coach career? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, because sometimes when you just look at the winning percentage, it doesn't explain the entire story. Like for instance, like Hal Mummy, for instance, we're talking about him. Maybe he doesn't have that 60%, but he's the inventor, and you want the people in your Hall of Fame. I always thought you wanted the people that made changes in the sport or invented new things and stuff like that. I'm not saying by no means that Mike Leach is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I've never said that. All I've ever said is at least he has the opportunity to be voted in as a Hall of Famer now. And instead of being told, oh, sorry, you're 0.5 away from even being the chance to be elected. That's all the only case I wanted to make. And that's what those other coaches too. It's like the I don't know, like the Paul Johnsons of the world. He's under 60%, but he was integral in the option offense and stuff like that. But just I think everyone should have the opportunity to be voted in as a Hall of Famer. Am I saying they're Hall of Famers? I'm not saying first ballot, but at least you're not just closing it down right away.
Absolutely. What are you gonna say, Nick?
Actually, we got to get to break. We can continue this on the other side. We got to get to break.
We'll keep talking about the Pirate when we come back. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Your Nebraska Lottery announces the 2025 NASCAR Powerball Playoff. And it's a great way to get on track for a chance to win $1,000. From May 27th to June 23rd, buy $2 of Powerball, enter the voucher number online, and you could be one of 20 winners of $1,000 and a chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Roar into any Nebraska Lottery retailer and buy $2 of Powerball today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we're back, and it is a packed house here, 1040 O Street, the Mill. Come get yourself a cup of coffee, your favorite drink, whatever it may be, hot or cold beverages that they have here.
You might want a warm one today.
Yeah, you might. I actually got a refill. This one is the birthday cake. I never had this birthday cake.
Coffee.
It's your birthday. It's my birthday.
Birthday?
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday.
No, my birthday until February, but it's birthday cake flavor. Birthday cake. Folks, we're going to keep on the Mike Leach topic because I think it's great. I love the various opinions, and there's no wrong answer. That's the beauty about spirited debate. Now, there's some things are just black and white. It's like, no, that's wrong. But that's the beauty of it being a very objective conversation, just saying, hey, well, what about this? What about that? Those are great to have. Swim, I want you to go ahead and talk some more about why you think Mike Leach sucked.
That's not it at all.
I'm totally joking.
I know you are. I know you are. This is my thing.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, right. No, here's the as I try to formulate thoughts in a way that it's not so harsh. Is like,
I don't think you've been harsh at all. I think you're just sharing your opinion.
My honest thought is Mike Leach deserving of the chance to be inducted? Yes. But what you just said last segment, Raff, is what we yell and argue and scream from the top of our lungs about why sports are wrong and not as good as they were back in the day. Why? Is because everybody gets a chance. Everybody gets a chance. And like we talk about this participation world of sports. And you might not have even realized on how you formulated it, but by us saying that, yeah, you know what, we feel like Mike Leach, despite the win percentage and despite maybe not winning a national championship and not this and not that, he still deserves a chance to be voted into it. Well, if Mike Leach does, then every single coach does.
That's what I'm saying.
But if every single coach is, then you're going to have these back and forth topics. You're not going to have, or conversations. You're not going to have any parameters.
But it makes it great for radio.
It makes it great for radio, but for the integrity of the Hall of Fame.
Okay, so you're speaking of integrity. Let's check this out.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay, so what defines a Hall of Famer? Is it stats? Is it impact? Is it innovation? Or is it something else?
And that's why there has to be parameters put in place that can't be altered.
Not be altered. Now, wait, I'm going to push back on that. Not be altered.
In 30 years from now, we say, hey, you know what? Okay, yeah, this coach, he did have an impact on college football, but he didn't win enough games to meet our parameters. So
what about in baseball? They have cameras now. They can speed the game up. Those aren't changes in the parameters to improve the quality of the game. You're saying there's changes in every sport.
I'm not talking about changing the sport. I'm talking about changing what constitutes a Hall of Famer. That's individual.
So is it stats? Is it impact? Or is it innovation? What I'm asking is, there's always been changes across sports as far as rules, as far as criteria, as far as certification, as far as merit. So what I'm asking is this: what makes a Hall of Famer then? So is it only winning percentage that defines all? I'm asking.
I think. Go ahead, Raff. Go ahead.
So I'm asking you, Raff, is it just winning percentage?
Okay, so I'm just going to put this out there right now. Me and AD are very strong that we think Roger Craig and Chuck Foreman should be in the Hall of Fame. So Nick, you don't think they should be in the Hall of Fame because their statistics don't hold up with the stats of today?
What do you mean by the stats of today, Raff?
Well, you said that there's got to be parameters set. So you're saying 6 out of 10 should make you Hall of Fame eligible. So since, say, Chuck Foreman and Roger Craig don't have over 10,000 yards rushing, are you saying, yeah, they're probably shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because there's 25 other guys that have 10,000 yards rushing?
We're talking about college football coaches right now. This is not about I'm specifically talking about the coaching Hall of Fame. When we talk about the college football coaches, it is a, how do they, okay.
What is your criteria?
I see what you're trying to do, Raff.
No,
I'm kind of getting.
You're just saying wins.
I'm going to ask you, what is your personal criteria? Is it strictly is it winning percentage? Only?
I don't have a personal criteria. My thing is that. My thing is that there needs to be a criteria.
So what I'm simply saying is, if there's a criteria, what are you basing it on? Saying he can't be in? I'm saying not the one they have in place. I'm saying yours.
That you guys are completely missing my point.
I'm not missing the point.
No, yes, you are, because I'm telling you.
I'm asking you what yours is.
I'm trying to tell you
what yours is.
I'm trying to tell you.
I like.
I'm trying to tell you in that. Once again, take Mike Leach out of it.
Explain yours.
This is not about Mike Leach for me.
Explain yours.
I'm trying. This is not about Mike Leach for me. Take the name out of it. Take the fact that my point is that for the college football Hall of Fame, or the coaching for the Hall of Fame that we're specifically talking about, is that you change the parameters. You have to have consistency. You cannot, it could be Mike Leach, it could be Matt Rule, it could be whether he's alive, whether he's not alive, whether he's it doesn't matter. My thing is is that we get so pissed off and frustrated as spectators of sports when we say, yeah, that's all about participation and everybody deserves a chance, and whether you're talking about players and that everybody should have an opportunity to play the game, we get so mad about that. But then we're like encouraging them to say, oh, you know what? Let's change the rule just for this guy, or let's change the rule just for this guy, or let's what is it? We have to be consistent. This is not a Mike Leach conversation for me. And this is why I knew it would make people mad, is because this is not me coming at Mike Leach specifically. This is me coming more so at the College Football Hall of Fame and the decision makers, to where I'm sitting here saying, you're going to change the parameters because of one specific person. But then guess what? How does that stop you from 10 years down the road, somebody making a case because there's enough social media outlash or backlash because one guy is so close to getting in the Hall of Fame and everybody says, hey, we can't talk about college football without this guy. And then you're like, okay, let's go ahead and let's strengthen or widen the goalposts a little bit more. And then we're doing the exact same thing that we all get pissed off about.
Hey, Raff, Nick doesn't like pirates.
Yep, there you go. This is one thing I will say it 100,000 times over and over and over again, that this, for me, I'm not mad that Mike Leach is going to get a shot, but we can't sit here and talk about how we hate the way that sports are changing and that it's how it's different than in the old days and how things are more loose. But we're saying that all the time.
But who's going back to the old days? I'm not saying go back to the old. I'm simply saying.
I'm saying that sports are different than what they were 20 years ago when we get mad on a Monday, but then on Tuesday we're saying, yeah, it's okay to change the parameters because we can't talk about college football without him.
Nick, 20 years ago, they were different than they were 20 years before then. So there's always going to be evolution. There's always going to be change. My simple question is this, and I don't have.
So then don't get mad about it.
Hear me out. I'm not getting upset. Here's my point. What is is it just winning percentage? Is my thing is. I just want to know, is it just winning percentage? So let's not get upset.
It's not just winning percent. Okay, so is it national championships?
I have no idea. That's what I'm asking.
If that's it, then Mike Leach has 0.
That's right.
So if we want to go down this road, we can.
Nick, no one's going down a road. I'm not going down a road. I'm just simply saying is, if it's strictly on percentages and that's it, nothing else should count. Not influence, I don't not stats, not fact. None of that should count. So if it's strictly how many games you, but I'm simply saying is, if that's the rule, then let it be the rule. Is what I'm simply saying.
I guess this is my
thing is, I just don't know what the criteria is. Which one holds more weight? And obviously 60%.
Yeah,
but even Hal Hume, his mentor said, spit on that rule. He literally said, spit on that rule. You need to base it on his impact overall in the game. So now, granted, that's his opinion. I'm not saying that's mine. That's his mentor's opinion, not mine. This is what makes it great debate. This is what makes it great conversation, because everyone has an opinion, and to me, it's not diluting the game. It's not compromising the purity of the game. I think that's the beauty of the whole argument itself, because people have different opinions and ideas on what constitutes a Hall of Famer.
Here's my last thing, and then Raff, I want to get your thoughts on this. Is that you asked, what is the criteria? The college, the Hall of Fame, just they tell us. They tell us what the criteria is. They put the win percentage number out there. And somebody on the text line said, who said the rule change was for the late, great Mike Leach? Maybe they just thought the win percentage needed adjustment. What, by 0.6% so he could get in by 1.1%?
But I don't think that's, downtown
really,
Scott. I don't think that's unfair, though. I don't think what he's saying, I think what downtown Scott is saying is a fair question.
AD.
So I'm not allowed to have an opinion that differs in yours?
No, absolutely not. No, you are.
Okay, so also I'm simply saying, I don't think anything's wrong with him asking a question.
Where do they come up with 59.4%?
Well, based on the criteria. There's nothing wrong with asking to say, okay, is that too strict of a thing? There's coaches who have won way less than Leach that are in the Hall of Fame. How do you explain that?
This is, once again, it's for me, I think last but not least.
You just don't like pirates.
Stop. Is that I think guys, I'm going to be honest. I think this is the most heated I've ever gotten with you guys.
I love it, Nick.
I think this is the most heated.
Raff, he's got a little spit that's gathered on his bottom lip, and I was like, Raff, let's keep pushing the buttons.
I'm just trying to smile through it. No, in 100%. I mean, being genuine is my thing. Is that I sit here and you ask the criteria, and I get that. Like, that's important. And I'm going to make this comment without even mentioning Mike Leach in it, because it doesn't matter who the coaches that we're talking about are discussing. You ask what the criteria is. And before Mike Leach passed away and before all of this became such a big deal, the criteria was listed out clearly. And part of the criteria that the Hall of Fame listed out clearly was that 60% win percentage is a thing. That's the bare minimum. And once again, I go back and I go, are we asking coaches? I get that a lot of them are sometimes rebuilding programs, but that's just what you sign up for. Like at times that's what you sign up for. And you, if you win 6 out of 12 games in a season, you're gonna win, or excuse me, you need to win 7 out of 12 games, I guess, in a season, not 6 out of 10. You need to win 7 out of 12 games in a regular season. I sit here and go, they tell us what the criteria is, and then they come back a couple of months after this has been it for years, and they say, you know what, we're going to move it down by 0.6% so that strictly one guy can get in by 0.1. That's my issue is not with the Mike Leach. My issue is the moving the criteria for what? Mine,
and Nick, I agree with you saying there. Mine is even bigger than Mike Leach. Mine is like a guy, and I keep talking about Howard Schellenberger. Mine is more the Howard Schellenberger, the Johnny Majors, who did so much to impact the sport that we love.
Sure.
I think it's unfair to simply say, well, you didn't win 60%. However, the impact you overall had over the game. So my thing is not just about Mike Leach. My thing is coaches overall who accomplished a ton, but yet still weren't inducted.
So guys, that is fine. We just have to be okay with that in sports when we're talking about Hall of Fame, Raff, that everything is subjective then. Because when you get into the conversations about how much somebody impacted the game, you're never going to have universal agreements. It's always going to be subjective, and that's where we run into issues.
Well, I just hate that they lock it on this 60% because of the full body of work. Like, say for instance, this is just theoretical, of course. This is theoretical. Say Coach Rourke goes next year and wins 10 games, and he gets an itch, and he goes, "Man, I want to go somewhere else and rebuild another program." And he continues to do that, say 2 or 3 times. Well, he ends up with like a 58% win percentage. Was he a Hall of Fame coach because he went and rebuilt 5 different schools, 6 different schools, or was he not because he didn't win 6 out of 10 games?
Mm-hmm. It's Raff. I'll tell you what, man, and David, I want you to find the source of that too, because I always want to make sure we get the source. So let me know what the source of that is on there. I think it's great conversation. It's great radio. Ooh. Nick is going to go outside and stay in the rain.
The blood pressure.
He was.
My doctor just texted me and said, "Nick, you don't make me bring out the blood pressure
And
pills."
one thing we may do tomorrow later this week, I want you to think about what would be your criteria. Like I said, Nick, I agree with you on this point, Nick. Throw the name out. What is your criteria for? Yeah, I'm asking listeners, what would be your criteria for Hall of Famers?
And
I want to know
again, that. If your answer to that is that, hey, there's no criteria, then you have to be accepting and understanding that there's going to be subjective opinion, and that it's not going to be consistent across the board.
Right. You got to find
it's not going to be consistent across the board, and that's what we all hate. We hate when things are inconsistent, whether it's refereeing and umpiring in games or whether it's Hall of Fame voting. You have to be okay with it not being consistent. And that means that sometimes your favorite player or favorite coach is going to get left out. And so then you're going to say, well, there needs to be criteria. And it's just this recurring cycle of people getting pissed off because of the decisions that are made.
And in the end, there is no criteria because this 6 out of 10 criteria is just to make them eligible to be voted into the Hall of Fame. Then you're going to let them. So it ends up being, so all I'm saying is just take the 6 out of 10 completely out of it, throw everybody in the pot, and then, pull from there.
Sure.
Well, I tell you what, I absolutely love it. And I'm going to dress as a pirate tomorrow for Nick, a little black pirate.
That's fine. You should. You should. And besides, you guys are the last team in the NL Central, by the way. So go ahead. Shout out to the Pirates.
I was pirate.
Oh, okay. My bad.
That's going to be a throw punch for sure right now.
Oops. Sorry.
We'll be back.
Couldn't hear you over the best record in the NL.
We'll be back.
Your Nebraska Lottery announces the 2025 NASCAR Powerball Playoff. And it's a great way to get on track for a chance to win $1,000. From May 27th to June 23rd, buy $2 of Powerball, enter the voucher number online, and you could be one of 20 winners of $1,000 and a chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Roar into any Nebraska Lottery retailer and buy $2 of Powerball today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at gohogwild.com. But don't be late, we close at 8.
Play ball! Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
So, Mike Leach.
What do we think?
It is raining downtown. The text line is raining as well. Rafferty, Nick.
Mike Leach should be in the Hall of Fame. There, I said it.
You know what? And we're going to keep talking about different things because I want to know. So, folks, if you're going to tune in tomorrow,
Jack Caglione should be in the Hall of Fame.
you have research to do. And I don't even mean by research. We'll have another segment tomorrow. I'm just going to say we'll have a segment tomorrow.
I don't want to be here.
On what is going to be what is your personal criteria? And there's no wrong answer.
Oh, there is.
What is your
That's
personal?
Mississippi Mud Dog. There's wrong answer.
So, Nick.
Oh man.
I want to know for the segment tomorrow. We're going to talk at 10. The segment tomorrow. What your criteria is for a Hall of Famer? Can be. There's necessarily no wrong answer. I want to know what your personal criteria is for a Hall of Famer. Is what I want to go to. And we'll discuss it.
This is exciting.
We'll discuss it.
I can't wait. I'm
I'm
gonna set a countdown on my phone.
I love it.
I suggest if everybody else do the same.
So unknown 3576. Explain why it's hard. I just
Because we were shouting back and forth.
No, that's good. I don't think anybody was shouting. You just got.
I was shouting.
Nick. I've never seen you get that fired up.
I was fired.
I
was up.
I mean, I've seen you on the golf course get fired up, but not like fired up about Mike Leach in 59 point.
It wasn't about Mike Leach. It was about the Hall of Fame.
I love it.
Take Mike Leach out of it.
I love it. Folks, first of all, we appreciate all of you guys.
It could be Deion Sanders.
Put
Deion Sanders in the Hall of Fame. He's been pretty instrumental in the college football world. All right, what's Raff's good take?
Does he have over a 60% winning percentage?
Well, it doesn't matter. What is his win percentage? Like 41%? Okay, we'll change it. Well, hey, we'll change the parameter to 40.9. You have to have a 40.9 win percentage and you're in. No, I just like to cause issues.
I love it. It's good spirited debate and opinions. Raffy, what you got for the RGT, my man?
All right, everybody. Today's Ralph's Good Take goes out to the Get Her Done Foundation, Larry the Cable Guys Foundation. They hosted their Get Her Done Golf Classic yesterday. Just such a cool thing that he's been doing every year since 2008. They give to a lot of different benefactors. A lot goes to the Bryan Medical Center. Just really cool thing. Dan, just great guy. I mean, just you always hear about the cool stuff that he's doing for people. Even our very own Jack Russell, he made a video for his grandson, being in his Mater voice, just super cool stuff like that. So I just wanted to congratulate the Get Her Done Foundation on a great tournament again this year. You guys are Raff's Good Take.
Raff, I absolutely love it, man. I was going to say later. Absolutely love it. They have done so much, and there's been a lot that Dan has done for a lot of organizations around the city. A lot of people don't even know about. So, man, that whole foundation does a great work. Dan and his bride do great work. So a big shout out to them on that. And you know what, Raff, as far as the AD attitude adjustment, man, I was thinking about this morning, and I wanted to make sure I saved it. But the main thing is this, and I wrote this down actually early this morning. Mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Nick made several just there in his breakdown.
The last conversation, every single word Nick said was a mistake.
No, I'm dead. I'm dead joking.
I'm dead joking.
I'm just dead serious.
Wait,
no, there's mistakes. When you look at the word mistakes, you look at the word stake that's in there. Sometimes people allow their mistakes to put a stake in the ground, a stake in their life, to where they don't move beyond that place or that time. Folks, mistakes aren't stakes in the ground. Rip them up, learn the lesson, and move on. I've just been harping on that for myself mentally. And just understand it's not a stake in the ground. You don't have to stay in that place. You can get up and move on. And you know what, folks, again, you can call 988 if you need somebody to talk to on that. I'm talking about David yesterday, the young man that passed away, John Brankus that passed away, very young. 988. Mistakes does not mean a stake in the ground. You can pull that thing up and learn the lesson and move on.
I've hammered the stake, though, on my College Football Hall of Fame talk. That thing's in the ground. It's not coming up. Raff, we got 15 seconds. Take it away.
David from Renew. Deion Sanders is at 63.2%. He's in the Hall of Fame. Everyone else, have a great day. Be nice to each other.
Go hard.
barbecue. It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich